Ben Simmons is officially ruled out for the rest of the regular season, plus at least the play-in tournament.
I'm over it. Coward. I'm over it.
Wow.
I mean,
you
at
don't
what
think he's
point?
really hurt?
Quickly.
I mean, how long are you going to be hurt? Tiger Woods just got in a car wreck and is about to go play in the Masters. How long's your foot hurt? How long's your ego hurt? They don't need you. They got the two best offensive players. They'll see how far they go. I still like them, and Vegas still like them to almost win the East. Man, I'm done with this guy. The NBA needs to be done with this guy. I'm so over just this. Go to The View or something and complain about it for 45 minutes.
Go to The View.
I'm just so like, if you don't think that Ben Simmons right now could go on a basketball court and play an entire basketball game, you're wrong. You're falling to a narrative you don't need to listen to. Because I promise you, this guy's egos hurt more than his foot.
Do you think he's scared to play? You think he's scared to play?
Somewhat, yeah.
Well, if you're calling him a coward, you think
somewhat,
he's scared to play?
At some point, enough is enough, and you get past a point to where either you're hurt or your ego's hurt, and you just like crying so much. So go put a diaper on. Let someone rub your back until you burp, because I'm done with it. I'm done with
Wayne
it.
is out of
burp. I'm done with this.
Wow.
Well, you know who you sound like, and I agree with you. You know who you sound like? You sounded like me a couple weeks ago. We had the discussion with the three-headed monster, the Hydra, right? Kyrie Irving coming back. Kevin Durant, 100% alien. And then Ben Simmons on the defensive side, and he didn't have to worry about scoring. But there's no stability. Now Ben's out. And I will go back to what I said. The day after Joel Embiid drops a cool 44 yesterday. No NBA games tonight. The 76ers are going to win the NBA championship.
Okay.
They're going to. And they're
happen.
going to come out of the East, and the Nets will not come out of the East. And I agree with Blaine. I don't even want to talk about Ben Simmons anymore. Because I'm really starting to believe you're seeing ghosts. And people say, oh, well, you're not a doctor. You're not examining it. I know that. But I'm also a realist, and I can follow a timeline. And even in some interviews that came out with Kevin Durant and them, and they got to say what they got to say. You know, we're here for him. That's our guy. You know, Pooh Shiesty, that's my dog. Deep down, though, there was a couple quotes that had me questioning Ben Simmons. Because eventually, you're not out here playing when it matters. They just changed the whole law for Kyrie, basically.
Yeah.
And you're still on the sidelines, and you just came off, saying you got bullied in Philly because they were talking about how you were scared to put the ball in the basket, and you were.
The 76ers.
I would rather have Richard Simmons on my team than Ben Simmons. Richard Simmons at least plays hard.
Oof. Well, first of all, the 76ers will not be winning the NBA championship, but neither will the Nets this season. Neither will the Nets. I think
you got the Bucks.
Right now,
it's got to be the Bucks or the Suns.
CP3, first championship. It's time. But let's stay on Brooklyn for a second. This experiment in Brooklyn could pay off eventually, but this is not a this season thing. I'm sorry, you can't form the team and start having instant success with just a couple weeks to go before the playoffs start.
What do we say?
And I've never believed in Ben Simmons. I didn't think that this was a good trade from the start. Now, maybe he ends up being an asset, or maybe he gets moved again and they could get an asset for him. My question to you is, if we never see Ben Simmons suit up in Brooklyn, or if we do and he ends up not playing well, or the other pieces they got with that trade with Harden, Seth Curry, and everything, could this trade still be a success for Brooklyn? And getting out a guy, James Harden, who doesn't want to be there most of the
time. The more I look at this, and I never thought I would say this, but I saw a trade where both teams almost got worse.
What? How'd the Sixers get worse?
I think, first of all, you look at the Sixers right now, Doc Rivers and James Harden hate each other.
Well, they're going to be in the playoffs.
Oh, yeah, okay. Well, a lot of NBA teams will be in the playoffs.
I'm just saying, they're going to be in the playoffs.
I promise you that. But I mean, you look right now at the.
So Ben Simmons should have stayed for the Sixers. Wow. So he could have had a breakdown in the middle of the court during a game.
To a certain extent, this is what I'm saying. Okay, the Ben Simmons injury stuff, I didn't think it'd last this long to where it is now. Okay, but I still think if you're the Sixers, you traded away a lot of scoring just for James Harden, who's been known to disappear when the moments matter the most. All right, and you look at the Nets now, you get a guy who's probably not going to play for you. He'll probably find something else to cry about next year. Ooch, ouch, my toe, my shoulder hurts.
Ouch.
You know,
I've never heard anybody say that.
I never thought I'd see both teams almost lose in a trade. And it's getting to the point where I think I'm starting to see that.
What I think you're starting to see is that the Nets lost a trade. Like
No, I think the Sixers.
That's what I think.
I think the Sixers gave a lot of things away for James Harden. All right, and you put all your eggs in basket with James Harden. All right, well, you better ride him to the finish because I promise you, when the lights are the brightest, when the moment matters the most, you'll find that dude in the back of the movie theater sitting all there just with his popcorn and not wanting to go out and get anything. Because when I look at James Harden, I don't see that killer instinct in James Harden's eyes. And if he's not getting that call to where he just drives to the paint and flails and does this and not getting the call, I promise you. I promise you.
Don't know what he's
and if
talking about?
the Nets don't win it, I bet money that the Bucks will, because what Giannis,
So you're riding with the Bucks now,
Giannis is
official.
doing, if the Nets don't win it, who I still have, the Nets, I'm taking the Bucks before I take the 76ers. And I tell you what, I still think the Phoenix Suns are a beatable basketball team. And you better watch out for the Memphis Grizzlies.
Everyone's beatable.
And you better come down to the Flint, Michigan.
I fight Dewey the Bear.
Everyone's beatable. And if you're taking basketball teams from Arizona this season, good luck.
All right, hey, if you like what you heard, go ahead and ring that bell. Turn those notifications on. We're bringing it every day daily from 2 to 3 Central, and we want you here. I can hear it ringing now.